Looks like a nice peaceful morning to fire up the Cookshack. Well, let's look at what progress we've made. So far, we have got a couple of new items. One thing we've got here is a new shelf. This is a new shelf on top of the stove, and that other shelf we already had, but we've got them all full of spices now. We also have a new place to hang a nice pizza piece of iron skillet and the framing hammer, which you need a framing hammer in a Cookshack. We also picked up the old magnetic thing from in the house so the babies don't get to pull the knives off on their face anymore. That was on a lower cabinet. We got too many babies coming over now, so we got a couple old junk screwdrivers. Need those in the Cookshack. A couple of knives, big old spoon. Let's see what else we got. Hey, we picked up another shelf up top. It looks like we got new modes of cooking out here too. We've got 2 crock pots. I've got a run of electrical. I'm gonna run me electrical out here to this. I'll just tap it off this other right here, so that won't be a big deal. We also got a roasting pan. We got a nice pressure cooker that kind of relieves my wife in the house from having 2 great big clunky things that takes up half the kitchen. So now those are out here, and look at that. We picked up a microwave out of the deal and a nice little table that acted as a shelf. So now we've got 1 horizontal surface, 2 horizontal surfaces, and 3 on this side. And over here, it looks like we've got some bullet making stuff. There's a nice thing for melting lead. There's a nice thing for vibrating and cleaning brass. And there's a nice little tray made up for dropping bullets, so you don't have to use water. Just all kinds of good stuff. Also, we picked up a new table out of the deal. Now that means I got to get this floor done soon. I've got the pallet, great big crate that's going to go in that. Going to be doing that soon, but we've got that nice antique table and a chair. That's going to go right over there, and that's going to be nice. Let's look at what else we got from the pig hunt. Well, this looks like a very nice chunk. Let's see if I get this. I'm going to move this over. Move this over. Put this out where you can see it in the sunshine. That is a nice piece of pork. I don't even know what to call that. Now that black stuff on there, I've already sprinkled a little pepper on there. I'm not sure what that is. It's got some ribs. It's definitely got some pork chops to it. That looks like pork chops there. But I woke up real early one morning, went out with a Sawzall and cut that piggy up, and that's got a lot of good meat on it. So let's go ahead and look at this. Wow, I get to pull from my spice rack. Isn't that cool? So this is my own special dry rub. We got that. We're going to use some garlic, and we're going to use some crushed red pepper. I've already put the black pepper. So let's get these over here. That stove is already hot, so I got to watch it. Can't get too close to it. Let's move this over a little bit. And that right there, let's do the dry rub first. This dry rub, that's the secret to making stuff taste really good. It's good quality dry rub. You're not going to hurt it. We'll put quite a bit. Turn this over a little bit. I'm not even putting any mustard. Some people think they got to paint everything with mustard, and I've done it, but I just didn't feel like it this morning. I don't feel like having mustard all over my hands. It's hard to do that and a video. Watch that. Gosh, that is good looking pork right there. I've already eaten some of this, and it is really, stay up now, piggy. It is really delicious. You gotta stay right there, buddy. I'm gonna try to switch hands with the camera. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Get my dry rub like this. I want this to look nice for y'all. I don't call y'all YouTube, okay? Some people say, hey, YouTubers. I call y'all my friends, my cooking friends. And we do this in the shooting channel, the cooking channel. If you haven't been over to Shoot Fire with Ashley, I've got a channel with lots of all kinds of reloading and shooting stuff. And it's a lot of fun. So try that. It's a link on the bottom of this website on the main page. Shoot Fire with Ashley. So you've got Carnivore Diet with Ashley, and you got Shoot Fire with Ashley, and it just we got a lot of good stuff going on. Let's stand this guy up just like that, because I want to get that end piece right there. Put a little right there. Don't want any. I have to throw it. I don't want any bare meat. You know me, and I just don't like it when it's bare and hanging out in the breeze. That's no good. You got the dry rub, you might as well use it. All right, right there. Look at that. Boy, that's some good looking meat right there. I'm telling you. That's making me hungry already. It hadn't even started smoking yet and making me hungry. Today's wood is definitely going to be a challenge because I'm using green wood I cut yesterday. I'm talking about green. So I cooked some of it. Boy, those things get hot. I melted my container. Look at that. That was beside that stove for just a minute, and it's already trying to sag down on me. I gotta watch that thing. I'm gonna really put the, Anyway, the wood I cut yesterday was green wood, and we've gone ahead and put some of that in the top rack, and we're smoking the wood. So it's using the smoker right now as a kiln dried machine. So we'll kiln dry some of it. That way when we load it on, it won't take quite as long to fire off, and it won't sit there and smolder. You do not want your wood to be smoldering and trying to light for an hour, because you'll ruin your food like that. Boy, that is some good looking. Look at that. That's just real fine garlic. I bought this off of Amazon. I love this stuff. See who it is. Happy Belly. I don't know if it seems like it makes my belly happy. That's a good name for it. Let's stand these up. I want to do these end pieces right here. I love that garlic. I've got that in my dry rub, but I'm kind of amplifying it. I like a little extra garlic. Already put the black pepper on there. It was put on there first. Look at that. See that little opening right there? That little opening says, I need some spices. So fill it up. And then that end piece right there. I got so much extra in this, I probably had to get some of it out of the pan. We'll see. We'll see what we end up with here at the end. Oh boy, this is always fun with me. This is red crushed pepper. And fortunately, I've got to try these both ways. My wife has got some and I've got some. Hers is smoking hot. It's so hot, you don't want to just go sprinkling crazy with it. This is kind of a mild, if there is such a thing. It's a little more mild. I put quite a bit there. Yep, that's quite a bit. But it will cook some of that. Some of that heat will just cook right out of that. Now I patted that in there good. Let's put a little bit here, just a little bit on the back side. We don't have to go crazy like the front. Just a little piece here and there. Pat that in, get it to stick a little bit. Now I'm going to turn this with the bones down on this so that that fat part right there doesn't just swim in there. I don't want it to be just swimming around in there because it'd be like boiling. I don't want to really boil it. So I think that, let's see how it wants to do. Oh, just like that. Okay, so it's happy like that. And I'm happy like that. Now the next step is, I cannot do this one-handed. I'll be right back with you. Let me load this up into the hopper real quick. So let's take a look at the fire real quick. This is very important. That's got some green wood in it, but it's been in there. I cooked it a little bit up in the top. See this wood here, cooking it? I'm using this as a kiln dry, and you can see on the end of that log right there, it's giving up its moisture. So that way I keep some wood ahead of the curve. I cut some green yesterday, and I just can't keep up with wood. That's something that I have to learn to do, but I'll get there. We had to burn some of our hickory in the house because we didn't have any wood. But now we've got wood stacked all over the place, some for heating the house and some for cooking. But if you run into this situation where you've got some green wood, if you'll notice the color of that, the wood on the top has been cooked. It's the same wood. The wood on the bottom is green. I cut it yesterday and split it early this morning, about 5 o'clock this morning. So it's green and blonde, and it's kind of a hybrid oak, but that other has already been cooked. So that will really help it. Now notice that it's burning good, and it's not going to smolder my food to death. This nice pork roast, I'm going to call it a pork roast. It's got some ribs, those bones will add flavor. It's got some pork chops. It's basically like a little bit of a front shoulder with some ribs in it involved, like the front quarter of the pig. I went ahead and added a little bit of water in the pan because it's going to drip off a lot of fat, but I want there to be some water in there too. We'll pull some au jus off of that. I added some water to my pan, and we've got the wood cooking up there. Put the probe in there. You got to have a probe. That's the key to making this whole thing work, is knowing your temperatures. So, can't read these right now. That means nothing. I've had the door open for a while. I've got my damper up top is shut. I've got him turned at 90 degrees, so he's closed. That'll slow the airflow way down. I've got the bottom one on this shut because it is a leaky box. It drags enough air through there to keep it around 250. So we're going to go low and slow. Let's see what temperature we got. Hey, look, I got a new pan up. This is a wonderful thing just for knocking around, doing all kinds of cooking. But look what else it acts as. Double purpose. It is in between this hot box to try to fry your hand off and my electronics. So it's acting as a shield. So internal temperature, that meat is at 41. I've got the alarm set for 205. And that's when we want to really be looking at it close to see if it's done. You can go a little higher if you want it to be a little looser, but we want to make sure we don't overcook it. So 205, this thing will start beeping like crazy. So we're very excited about the Cookshack, having an extra shelf, picking up a microwave, 2 nice crock pots, some more dishes, the knives, another shelf here, which is wonderful to have there on top of the stove, more spices, and this plywood, of course, you just throw it on and off. That's where I do my bullets when I get ready to melt. Lead, I just throw them there. Of course, I don't mix that in with the food. These are just little scrap pieces here, and those don't get mixed in. That's lead is definitely not something you want to eat. But I just take this when I'm done with it and throw this off to the side and put the lead scraps. They get remelted and make the bullets. But see, I've got a good place right here to plug in. So that's what that's all about. Just a place to set it where it's safe and no lead smoke in the house. So my wife likes that. Love our little antique table. Somebody did some nice wrought iron work there. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's got the nice rose paint job on it. Get it clean good and get this floor in, and we'll really be in business. Move the bottle over a little. Always something to do. So I'm happy about it. Happy to have a place to cook, a place I can kind of call my own. We did add some braces. These are big old braces. My wife rated that to be a head knocker, but the way I laid that out, you've got the stove right there, so nobody walks in that area. And the older people, they like to put their hand on the edge of that to kind of help themselves up on the step anyway. Added another brace over here just to make the building a little stronger. So he's blocked in real good and screwed in good there. So the whole building is stronger now. And I hope you enjoy this. We'll be back out here to look at this in a little while. But we just wanted to make you feel welcome at the Cookshack. If you're local here, feel free to swing by sometime. You can eat a nice piece of chicken or pork or some beef with us. We'll be cooking some brisket. And we've always got some meat cooking. That's the beauty of having the carnivore diet. You never have to go hungry. Every time you get hungry, you can crack 6 eggs and take some cheese out and make a big old 6-egg omelet, or just scrambled eggs with cheese, fried eggs, beef, have some nice meatloaf with cheese on the middle of it. But I'm officially down on my weight, went from 278 and now I'm down to 195. So I can't wait to see that 190. Target's 175. I want to get rid of 100 pounds. So it's going to happen. Carnivore makes it easy. So my health feels a lot better. I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to split wood and stack wood and get something done. So we'll finish this video by saying this. Don't forget to look at your smokestack right before you walk in the house to go do your next duties or watch a movie or read a book or whatever you're going to do. Always check your smokestack. Make sure it's running pretty clean. If it's got an old blue smoke, real thick blue smoke boiling out of it, you need to work on your firebox because it will ruin your food. So y'all come on back. We'll see you here just in a few minutes and check this out. Bye for now. Man, I got to thinking with such a nice big fire out here, I should go ahead and cook a little bit more food. So my wife mentioned the chicken to me. She said, I love that chicken. So get Shadow Man out of the picture. He's always trying to interrupt everything. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and use the same seasoning. Use the garlic and my half burned up little container, it got too close to the stove. Came up with some more good stuff while I was thinking. You know, it always does good to just stop and think a little bit and look things over. So I got to looking at that stupid rod right there. Has always hit me in the face. I had my thermometer on. And I thought, you know, if that stainless steel pan's got any iron in it, it'll be magnetic. So now I've made that so nice. Now I don't have that white rod. That thing was hitting me in the face, and it swings in and out. See how I had it like this, and the next thing you know, it's right in your face. So we're going to eliminate that stupid thing. So now I got a temperature probe right there. It's on the inside, goes through the hole, comes to here on the back side of this pan. And this pan stays cool to the touch, nice and cool. Acts as a heat shield and a mounting thing, so that's really handy. So let's go ahead and season this chicken up some more. Let's hit it with our dry rub. I'm gonna switch hands here so Mr. Shadow Man doesn't get a chance to screw everything up. He's a friend of mine, but I don't like him to be, you know, block things that I'm trying to look at. Boy, you can, this stuff right here, I'm telling you, this dry rub, I got a little bit of everything in it. It's got some black pepper, some cumin, some garlic, some onion. It's got some chili powder. It's got some smoked paprika. It's got a little bit of everything in it. And it's really a good dry rub. It's easy to make. And last but not least, let's spice it up a notch. Boy, here we go. I'm gonna go crazy. It happens with me sometimes. I say, oh, a little bit would be good. A little bit more would even be better. Maybe just a little bit right there. Now we got it. Now this will be fun. Wow, this thing is heavy. All right, there goes Shadow Man. He's gonna help us. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Now this is gonna be a lot of fun. One-handed. So where's your camera crew? You're listening to him, he's talking right now. And there him goes. I get the edge of that right there. Oh my gosh, we got some chicken in there that has no seasoning. That is unsatisfactory. We're gonna throw some at him. Let's see if I can get that. You think I can hit that with a throw? Get in there, get that seasoning on that chicken. Don't want any naked blonde chicken with no seasoning. There. Here, some for the wood too. Now, everybody's seasoning. Now that wood will taste even better. It'll smoke better. Man, it smells good. Making me hungry. So we will be back. Let's go ahead and shut this down. Let's shut this down. Like that. Let's check the fire. Might as well do that while we're right here handy. Oh, that fire's looking good. Let's put one more piece of, let's do two more pieces of pre-cooked wood on top of that. Oh, that looks good. That'll make a little bit of smoke this go around. So, all right, let's get everything away from the fire so I don't melt my containers. I'm good at that. That firebox gets really hot on the side. So we are looking good. Let's check the internal temperature and then we will be out of here. Oh yeah, still ice cold, 36 degrees. So I will see y'all in a few more minutes. Over and out right now. All right, that chicken is almost completely done. This is a little trick I have to do because we got to go to town and the chicken cooks a little faster than the pork does. So here's what I did. You notice that still sitting on its pizza pan. I pulled the au jus off of it, poured it off, and I'm going to pour this right over the top. And then what we'll do is take this in the house and stick it in the oven so the dogs can't get it. And it will be ready for us to eat when we get home from doing some errands. So you never want to leave chicken in a smoker too long. If it gets up close to 200 degrees, maybe let's say this got up to about 190, I went ahead and pull it. And then I'm putting this on there as a moisture prevention. Make absolutely sure that it doesn't dry up on us. We don't want it to dry up. And then this will lay in the pan underneath. So as that chicken starts to cool in the oven a little bit, it will soak that moisture back up. So that chicken will never get dry. Thighs are really good. Breasts, they're terrible. They will get dry on you in a hurry. The thighs are a lot more resilient. They've got a lot more fat, a lot more richness to them. And now it's laying on the iron. You can see that. It's got the juice underneath it. It reached a temperature of 190. Let's go ahead and check our Porky and see where he's at. He is at 126, so we'll be gone for quite a while. I'll throw a couple more sticks of wood. Let's check this fire and see how this fire looks, because that's going to be a big factor. We don't want to leave and let that fire go out. See? Now that would have gone out while we were gone. So let's go ahead and take some of our pre-cooked wood up top. That's going to be hot on my fingers, but that's okay. We'll take that pre-cooked wood, throw that in there. Now that won't sit there and smolder, because look at it. See, I mean, it is nice looking pre-cooked. I love that method. That works good. And it would be better if I had an oven mitt, because that pre-cooked wood is hot. Look at that stuff light off. See that? That is a really good way to deal with green wood. So we'll put that like that like that. It lights off immediately. We'll put one piece of semi pre-cooked. That's plenty of fire. That'll finish that off. Got that shut. That's still got some drippings in the bottom. He's doing fine. That'll run up to a good solid 250. And when we get back, that should be done. So we're hoping we're only going to be gone for about maybe 2 hours, 3 at the most. If the fire goes out, it won't hurt a thing. If it gets all the way down to real low and just has a few coals, I can fire it back up with some more pre-cooked wood. So won't take long. Good methodology. Got past the green and made it into ready to cook, kill dried in the smoker. So we'll see you back soon, and we'll cut that pork shoulder up, pork ribs, shoulder, pork chops, whatever it is, that chunk of pork, we'll cut it up and have a look. Over and out for now. Well, we had to be gone a little longer than what I anticipated, but came home and went ahead and threw this thing into this nice gas oven. That's where a Cookshack comes in. And boy, this thing came out nice and tender. And I'm not exactly sure which part of the pig this is, but it is very tender. And I'm going to just cut this thing up, debone it best I can. I've got a big German Shepherd out here watching. It's tender. So we're going to cut this thing up. Get back, boy. He is out here on it, boy. He is on it. Get out of here. That joker is tender. And it's very bony. It's got rib bones in there. We're just making this kind of like pulled pork. Ouch, that is hot. Look at that bone right there. That thing is just a chunk of pork. I never labeled it. I'm not exactly sure which piece. I know it's a front quarter, that's for sure. Should have brought my snappers out here because it is hot. Let's see if we can throw that in there like that. I'm just taking this apart. Look at that big bone right there. That's a shoulder bone right there. Whoa, that's going to be kind of like pulled pork's what it's going to be like. I'm going to throw this in chunks over here and try not to burn my fingers off. I think it is time for me to get a large flat blade right here so I don't have to burn myself quite as bad. Look at that large piece of meat right there. This German Shepherd's out here watching this like crazy. Look at that guy. Look at that sniper right there. He says, Papa, you drop it, I'll eat it. Boy, he's a serious guard dog. He wants to guard this pig. He chased it and thought about it all in the yard. But he didn't get it. Papa got it. We're just going to keep on cutting this thing up. Cutting it into slabs. And when I take it in the house, my wife can finish it up into nice little pieces. It's not quite pulled pork where it's falling apart, and I'm kind of glad. I didn't want it to be quite that. We're not making barbecue sandwiches out of it. We don't eat bread. This is a carnivore meal. Deluxe carnivore. Wow, that is some good looking meat. It's very savory looking. Let's see if I can get that piece off. Man, that's some good looking stuff. I'm doing this one-handed, but you know how that goes when you're doing the camera. It's got some burnt ends on it for sure. I just poured some of that au jus over it so it don't look dry. My wife loves those bones like that, so that's going to stay that piece. Oh, man, does that look delicious right there. I'll have to hide from the dogs when I go in the house with this. All we got left is some little scrap pieces. That's some burnt ends. Got that little piece of bone right there with some meat. Got this little loose pieces, that bone right there. Well, we appreciate y'all coming out to visit with us. And like I say, I had to go to town. I didn't get to finish this like I normally do and really watching every little step. But I did take it up to 205, which I could have gone a little farther. But I didn't really want it to be pulled apart. I wanted something to be sliceable and in little bits. And that came out good. It's definitely well done. Not overcooked. And let me set this up here. I'm going to make a mess. I got the chicken in the oven finishing it off. Boy, my wife, she's going to be proud when she sees that. That looks like meat candy is what that looks like. Man, does that look good. That little piece there, fat off. Burnt ends, got some smoke ring. That was cooked with oak. So that's some beautiful looking food. I know it's not very fancy out here. It is highly whimsical, but I hope that you like the looks of it. I'm going to take it in the house and we're going to snack on this. This is going to be our supper tonight. This, and I'm finishing up the chicken in the oven. And I had to put it on, got it on 300 and it'll finish it up here pretty quick. So thank y'all for watching, and please tap that little subscribe and like. And for my Walmart friends that I met today, hope you enjoyed this as well. Talk to you later, and bye for now.